Alright, so before we get started in anything to talking about the show itself, there's one thing I want to say. We have done 2 of these now for this show, and all the ones I've seen Brian Zane do reviews of. All of you people who got angry about Evolution being a women's only pay-per-view, and where's the men's only pay-per-view? I want you to look me right in the eyes and understand I am telling you this from the depth of my soul. Fuck you. You have decades of men-only pay-per-views, okay? It's not about you. Get over yourselves and fuck off.
So happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving! And we just watched Survivor Series 1990.
Yes, we were going to start with Survivor Series 1997 to talk about The Thing.
Yeah.
And anyone who has any passing knowledge of wrestling knows what that thing is, and we'll get to it eventually. But given what happened in this Survivor Series, and it was the 30 years of The Undertaker and his official retirement.
Yeah.
And whatever fuck that segment was.
Yeah.
It felt appropriate to go back and watch the Survivor Series where he debuted.
Yeah.
And it's such a low-key debut, too.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing that surprised me the most about this one is all the matches were the same type of matches. Good team versus evil team, eliminations.
Yes.
That was the entire card. Like, I don't even think we should go through match by match like we did with the other one, because they all sort of blend together after a certain point.
Yeah, good, because my phone's getting low on battery anyway.
Yeah,
although, I did check it up in case we wanted to do that. I pulled in the Wikipedia article. Yeah. They cut out a match.
Oh.
They cut out Shane Douglas versus Buddy Rose, the only singles match on the card.
That's weird.
Yeah, they do that on the network.
That there was one match that was
just singles match.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a title match or anything. And 2, that they would cut it out.
Well, apparently the network does that, the little cutout thing. So
that's weird.
Yeah, but yeah, so you want to just go into the Undertaker's debut then? If we're just going to bounce around? Cause...
Yeah, one thing that surprised me about that is it was like the second match.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to be the last one. And the other thing I was expecting that it would just be like almost a wipe. Like the Undertaker would almost never tag out and he would be the sole survivor of that match. But no, he got himself counted out.
Yeah.
By just beating the crap out of Buddy Rose. Or not Buddy Rose.
Buddy Rose. American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, baby.
You said Buddy something earlier.
Buddy Rose, so. You got the name right, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's my thought, too. Like, and a lot of that might be because we know what he becomes later.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and he did look strong. Like, no selling.
No sell. He took out a guy almost immediately.
Yeah, he was the monster he was and will be and always be remembered as.
Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart struggled against him. And I know enough about wrestling to know that that's a big deal for this time period.
Especially Neidhart, who was the power of the Hart Foundation.
Yeah,
who brought that up. So, so he looks strong. It's just as far as we know, there was no, vignettes or anything. He just, it was always about, Ted DiBiase has a mystery partner for his team, and here he is, The Undertaker. He's there.
Yeah.
No special entrance. He's just walking down the ramp. He's with Brother Love, which is always weird because he's so son of a pallbearer. And it's before he even dyed his hair jet black.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he did some, Undertaker stuff, his expression almost never changed, and they put little circles under his eyes, Roddy Piper was talking about how he needs to take a nap or something.
Yeah, you get some sleep, buddy. Because, they try to make him look... I know they dyed his hair black and gave him, the makeup to make him look pale. So.
Yeah.
But,
it was low-key, but it was good. He looked strong, and I could see why this caught on.
Oh, yeah. He already cut an imposing figure immediately.
Yeah.
But, I thought he was going to win and be later in the card, but no, he counted. So, countouts have always been a thing.
Yeah.
They did that a lot.
There were so many countouts in this. That's part of why they sort of bleed together. Yeah, it's not only was it all the same type of match, but a lot of them eliminated people via countout.
If this show happened today, so many YouTube wrestlers would be bitching about all the count-out finishes, and the comment section would be blowing up. So, so it's always been a thing. It's just now we have more ways to express our complaints about it. But so it's again, it's always fun to go back and watch old wrestling because I was never into it at this time. For me, it's weird because I was through cultural osmosis. I was, aware of wrestling. I knew the Undertaker was a wrestler. I didn't know when he debuted, but for me, he's always been around. So to see and watch as this very first match, well, maybe his second match. I think he debuted like at a house show like the night before, just so you know. But yeah, but and also like his first opponent was Bret Hart in the match, and that's actually like a really good thing because Bret Hart was such a good worker.
Yeah.
That in case like Mark Calloway, the wrestler, couldn't quite do it, Bret Hart make him look like a champion, and he fucking did. There's a reason Bret Hart's the excellence of execution.
Yeah. And just coming from the relative newbie perspective, this was my first time seeing Dusty Rhodes in the ring. I see why he was so popular. I love it when he just did this thing before he punched a guy. It was my first time seeing Ted DiBiase in the ring at all, and he was great. He was really, really good. And I mean, I know I haven't said this on video, but I'm sure it's been said. He has the perfect villain laugh.
Oh,
it's
God.
Great. A lot of people I'd never heard of. A lot of really cool moves. Again, because all the matches were together, I can't really tell you what they are now.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was good. But it's just, like I said, its biggest flaw is it just did the same thing like 5 times, 4 times.
Like, the biggest thing was the one team led by Rick the Model Martel.
Oh, yeah, because all wrestlers have to have a day job, apparently.
Well, this is even before that hit full time.
Yeah.
So, but, their team won the Visionaries.
The Visionaries.
Because that's like the toy line. But they won clean. Like, no one got eliminated. Like, they were the heel team. That's a big thing. And, like, DiBiase was the only one on his team. Yeah. And, I was always used to DiBiase as just the manager, because that's when I, again, started kind of paying attention. He moved out of actual wrestling. But, he was a really good competitor.
Yeah, he was good.
Jake the Snake Roberts was there. And, I see, like, they always talk about how his promo style was more, like, quiet and subdued. And, like, the thing is, he's just talking normally.
Yeah.
Everyone else is shouting!
Oh my.
Let me tell you something, brother! Ah!
So much screaming. Oh my god. Like, I don't know how any of the guys from this era who are still alive still have a voice.
Yeah.
Just so many of the promos are just people screaming at each other. Roddy Piper was one of the guys on commentary. He was screaming half his commentary. Like, by the end of it, you could tell his voice was getting really scratching and tired.
That's why, like, the end of his life was just like, I mentioned this, we were talking, Always Sunny in Philadelphia was in, he was like, oh, yeah. I was like, his vocal cords just shot.
Yeah.
And I could see why.
Yeah.
And it was always kind of sad when Grill Monsoon was like, are you going to survive this? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's sad now.
But, they had great chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Gorilla Monsoon.
I really like what I've seen of Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
I've only seen him bits and pieces here and there, but he's got a good air or aura about him, and I really like how he's more low-key.
Yeah.
But what also surprised me is, like, speaking of the promos, I thought just calling everybody brother was Hulk Hogan's thing. Like, no, half the guys did
half
that.
the guys.
I think they were all faces, but...
I think a lot of it was they were on Team Hogan, but I know, like, Hogan and Savage them the most are like, brother, let me tell you something, brother. So everyone on Team Hogan's brother, sister, what? Brother.
Yeah.
Oh, Hulk Hogan too. Let's talk about. Let's jump ahead because we're going around. I gotta talk about this.
Yeah, this was a thing.
The final, like, it's interesting because it went from like team to team to team, and then there's the final.
The guys who survive each team match got together at the end for I forget what they called it, but
the final survivor.
Yeah, the final survivor. And there's never. And I do kind of appreciate how they just cut it right down the middle. It's like, okay, the good guys are going to be on the good team, the bad guys it's going to be the same. The good guys that make it are going to be on one team, the bad guys that make it are going to be the other team. There's no, like, oh, who's going to be on what team or anything. Just...
And we know who the team captain was, definitively.
Yeah.
But it comes down to the final match, and, like, that was, like, the Visionaries and Ted DiBiase. They're all there. And
3 guys.
On the good guys.
Ultimate Warrior, Hogan, and
Tito Santana.
And
I missed when he got eliminated. I looked away. I was like, I just looked up and it's just Hogan and Warrior, because of course it's those two. And of course they won. But Ultimate Warrior got the final pin, but fucking Hogan had to jump in there and count 3 with the ref. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I was never a big Hulk Hogan fan, and given what we've learned about him recently, I'm definitely not a fan of his.
Yeah.
But if I saw that, I'm like, why? I'm not like, yay, Hulk. I'm like, let someone else have a spotlight.
Yeah.
Plus, then again, I don't like the Ultimate Warrior either. Like,
yeah, they're both racist pieces of shit.
Yeah, they're both terrible. Warrior's been dead long enough, I can say he was a piece of shit, okay? Yeah. Sorry.
Dude was always
no,
fucking
I'm not
nuts,
sorry.
apparently.
Yeah. And Hulk Hogan is just racist. So, yeah, like, so, already I'm like, you know, in hindsight, I'm not like, but then just seeing Hogan pull that stuff. But, like, but let's talk about the other debut that happened.
Oh, yeah, this thing.
The Gobbledygooker also debuted out of the giant egg, and they brought this up throughout the night.
Look at this egg, something's gonna happen. Somehow I still kept forgetting about that.
Yeah, right? But, like, I do love, like, when Undertaker came in, he thought, like, they're gonna have me hatch that egg.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the egg. I want to say that was one of the plans originally. He was gonna be the Eggman.
Yeah.
And then somehow Vince came to his senses.
I've got it!
And then the Gobbledygooker, the giant chicken, I think it's Hector Guerrero, I think it was. Yeah. It's one of the Guerreros, I can never remember who, but, like, you know, someone who deserves far better than this. Jesus Christ. But, like, just watching this, I'm just like...
Someone thought this was a good idea.
Vince thought this was a good idea.
Someone came up with this and got it through all the very... Okay, Vince. Yeah. But either way, no matter how you slice it, whether it was Vince or some lowly intern who drank mushrooms instead of coffee that morning, someone suggested this, and it made it through all the stages of planning, and it was immediately booed.
Oh, immediately.
Immediately. Like, there was maybe like a second or two of stunned silence, but as soon as people realized this is a fucking turkey, they booed.
It was a turkey, all right.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking while watching this. Let's say, devil's advocate, this somehow actually worked. People did get behind it.
Yeah.
How is this going to work outside of Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Because the turkey made sense because it's a Thanksgiving tradition. Yeah. Okay, fine. But away from that, what the fuck is the point of this giant turkey?
Yeah.
I know Vince wanted a mascot for the WWF, but again, why a turkey?
Yeah.
It's only going to work.
Was it going to be a wrestling turkey? Was it going to go get a title shot? I don't
know. Well, I mean, he did win the 24/7 title.
That's true.
But, like, I don't know what the plan was beyond just have him dance. Okay, cool. But again, even if people were into that...
Yeah.
Because the Nitro Girls proved people can be into that, but we know why people were into that. We'll have to watch some Nitro at some point and see the Nitro Girls. But it makes no sense. He's just like, let's, middle of the fucking year, February, March, just out of nowhere, a giant turkey comes out and dances.
Yeah.
You have no idea what is happening. You've never saw the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
How is this ever going to work?
And big again, credit to whichever Guerrero was there. He had it. Like, he jumped into the ring, he did flips, and I imagine, even if the suit wasn't heavy, I meant those feathers had to, like, give, like, wind resistance or something, make things more awkward, but you never would have guessed. They moved fluidly, they did. Great. And it was impressive to see.
And Mean Gene.
It was
Mean Gene tried.
Scratchy. Yeah, and God bless him, he tried.
I don't think we should do that
Thank
here.
You.
I'm like, but, another thing I want to touch on, as a just personally for me, was Sergeant Slaughter and his team of Iraqi sympathizers, and how they ate turkey and didn't have any sand in their pumpkin pie.
That was
and I heard this as a kid because I wasn't into wrestling, but I heard about it because it was national news. Because we were going to the Gulf War, Sergeant Slaughter's an Iraqi sympathizer, and it pained me. Because I'm a G.I. Joe kid. I still love G.I. Joe. And I don't understand why they turned Sergeant Slaughter, who at the time was still affiliated with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Like, his last toy was in 1990, and he was still showing up in the Dig series, which went to, like, at least 91 for him there. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. And it didn't really play into anything. Yeah. Like, it was impressive he got to be the last man on his team, but then he got eliminated. But, like, you know... Yeah. Was he counted out? I can't remember.
He was disqualified.
That was it. Cause
oh yeah, this is a thing. Because we talk about this all the time. You know, when in a WB in a modern pay-per-view, when a ref gets knocked out, and the heels do their shenanigans, and then another referee comes out, like say on the most recent Survivor Series.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, and the other refs didn't notice all the shenanigans and said anything. Because this is what happened. Something happened to Sergeant Slaughter. One of his Iraqi friends came in, hit the guy with the flagpole. And it was one of those things where it looked silly, but I can also understand why it hurt because it got him like right in the spine.
Well, what's weird is you assume you do like this, but he went like, eh. I'm like, alright, I mean, yeah, that would hurt, but like, why not the crack?
Yeah. But we saw other officials or referees outside the ring.
Yeah!
And then, at first it looked like Sergeant Slaughter won because he was cheering, and then the announcer, Sergeant Slaughter has been disqualified!
It was against Tito Santino. That's how he got into the game. Yeah.
So I can only assume that the other refs said, hey, this guy fucking cheated, so maybe do something about that. Which is kind of funny considering how modern WWE works.
Yeah. Well, this is the WWF.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
It was weird to hear those letters again after all this time.
Yeah. They hadn't gotten the F out yet.
Yeah. No, they were still... Although I didn't look and see if they blocked any of the logos on the...
I don't remember. I want to say whenever they promoted the Royal Rumble, there was the WWF logo on the screen, but I didn't see it anywhere else.
It's this weird thing where like they can use the old school logo, but not the Attitude Era logo. And something we probably go into another video if we feel like it. But this Survivor Series, like again, I want to talk more about it. Like sometimes I feel we should probably write notes, but off the cuff is our oeuvre. But like, there were a lot of really good guys in there. There were good matches. Like I said, it does blend the same. Like, you know.
I mean, I was never bored, but it's just like, okay, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we get it. Like, it's interesting what Survivor Series has become since the brand split, where it was Raw versus SmackDown. There's no battle for brand supremacy because none of these existed. Yeah.
And I do like the idea that like anyone who survived the matches at the end got together and had another match. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be they should have a way to bring that back, but they'd have to do more. And so it wouldn't be champion versus champion. Here we go, though. Here's an idea. Turn Clash of Champions into the champion versus champion night.
Because I love Modern Survivor Series, but I'm mostly in it for champion versus champion. I just love that idea. It's a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, and then we can do Survivor Series as traditional Survivor Series. Because I feel there are a lot of good guys and women. We can do both now on the roster where it could be a very compelling story for the final survivors. You know, now it'd be like it was, or it'll be, oh, can they survive? How do they get together? Heels and face instead of pure good guys, bad guys on one side. But, you know, like, do that. Like, Clash of Champions, then that title would mean something.
Yeah, and here's my thing is, like, Survivor Series, it doesn't, on its own, it doesn't really mean anything. So that pay-per-view could be whatever the hell Vince and all the other creatives want it to be. They can change its gimmick and it'll be fine. It'll still be Survivor Series. But I would recommend if they do something similar to what he said, you gotta break it up a little. Like still have a women's championship match or a universal title match in there somewhere. Just do something to break it up a little more.
Yeah.
Because that's like the only flaw I can really say about this one.
Yeah. Well, eventually they did start entering title matches into it, because again, that's what happened in '97. That was the title for the title. So somewhere along the line that happened. But yeah, like all in all, it was again a low key debut for someone who become one of the most legendary figures in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the Gobbledygooker.
And also the Gobbledygooker was there.
But it was still a good time. Like going back to watch this era, it's like, you know, maybe I could have really enjoyed this as a kid if I was into it and could find it. It's just, you know, there weren't weekly shows. There was something on NBC they were saying, but there weren't monthly pay-per-views. Imagine that. Yeah. But you know, it is a good, fun, ridiculous time. I will say, like, I appreciate how we've evolved technology-wise, because there was one point where you just saw a lens flare and
the streaks,
light trailing. Like, I had to figure that part out yet, have they?
That confused me the first few times. I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, it's the lights. So, so that was a fun time.
Yeah.
Save the ending, but that's our personal. Yeah. You know, you might still like Warrior and Hogan, and that's fine if you do.
They are good in the ring.
They had a charisma to them. Yeah. They did. I could see why people.
I like just what little bits I've seen of him, and not if you just take away what you know about him as a person. There's a reason why Hogan was a fucking phenomenon unto himself. Yeah. There's still a reason why people still want him around, despite everything.
So. But yeah, so those are our rambling thoughts on Survivor Series 1990. Yeah. Good show. Yeah. I don't know. A? Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it A.
Yeah, A.
I don't know if we are going to have an official ranking system or just what we feel like saying. So.
Yeah. Either way, but that was fun. Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Hope you all had a time safe.
Safe Thanksgiving.
Fine.
Wear your masks.
Yeah.
Social distance. I hope you didn't travel.
Yeah. But if you're watching this, we are grateful for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Take care.
See you later, brother!